Good morning, land of YouTube. Got some Bitcoin action for you. In a recent video, I talked about how people seem to think that Bitcoin is bound by some sort of past data and past mathematics, and there's like a logarithmic curve out there that people think Bitcoin, whatever it's called, needs to obey. And I came across something here. One thing I like to do with my videos after I publish them is I take a piece of the title and I'll put it up here in a search engine. My last one was Bitcoin Fear Mongers, and I paste it in there. And I search YouTube for my title. See, my video shows up there. Bitcoin Fear Mongers and FUD Masters win, but not for long. And I look and I see what other types of videos YouTube flops mine in with, and I came across this one here. It's interesting. YouTube has never recommended this channel to me. This guy put out a video, and now here is a, I don't know if it's logarithmic or what, but these are the logarithmic scale. Hey, knock it off. I got a cat fight going on. I'm making a video, guys. Okay. Just look at each other. Weird for a while. So these are the types of videos I'm talking about. This logarithmic curve, you'll see a lot of people on YouTube talking about, and I don't mean any offense to this fella, but see, this is a logarithmic curve of the history of Bitcoin. See, they've got the curve at the peaks of all the past bull runs, and then the support of the entire history of Bitcoin. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. It's annoying because this logarithmic curve at the end of 2021, start of 2022, if you follow this red band here, it's only like at about $100,000 or so. See this? If you extend it out a little bit more, this is 2022, this line, vertical line. And it's just a touch over 90,000. That's a logarithmic scale over there. So it's probably about 105, 110,000 it peaks out at. And this is what's annoying, because I just don't think that's possible. I think this logarithmic curve is just such a bad thing. And this is what I'm talking about. There's also a rainbow curve out there that other YouTubers will look at and say this, like it's bound, like you can't go above here. But so this is April, and we're up here in the red already. And go back here to the last bull run, 2017. So in Bitcoin, if you're not familiar, there's halving events where the supply of Bitcoin is halved, and that's what creates these bull runs. Every 4 years they do it. So if you go back to April of 2017, 4 years ago, where we're at, we're right here in the time. See down here in the green, way down at the support. That's April of 2017. That's where we're at now. And we're already up close to the peak. So all these math-based people, they're saying now they do say this model might fail, but I just think it's just, I don't want to say what I think, but look at that. I mean, April of 2013, there was a peak right about here, and then it fell back, and then the real bull run, the real cycle top was like November, December 2013, December of 2017. So look where, I mean, December of 2021 is way out here by my cursor, right? And look where we're already at. So in April of the last bull run is about here. April of the last bull run is actually here. But see how much higher we're still there than that already. And one thing I noticed is this cycle is happening a lot faster than the previous cycles. It's like 2013 in time frame, but it's not. See how 2013 just goes straight up. 2017, we've actually been going sideways for over 2 months, and that's a super healthy sign. But the point I'm getting to is there's a huge group of people that have been looking at this, and they're thinking that Bitcoin is bound by math and past history, and that this has to happen. And I've always looked at this, and I just think it's so wrong. And then I came across this. Go back to this video. This guy, Cosas Verdes. He's a Bitcoin channel. I don't know how. YouTube's never recommended him to me. But he's got this chart here. And for those of you that have watched along in my past videos, I had been putting in my little support lines. I was calling on my waves on lines of support, my double lines, waves on double lines of support. And it actually failed eventually, but it was something, it looked something kind of like this right here, right? I had two lines. There's a second one, but I'll just, for quickness, I'll just draw one in there. And we'd been bouncing off of it, wave after wave. Monthly waves were bouncing off of it. And we finally lost it. And then we actually got back. We came and regained it. And then an electrical outage, and some miners, and then a FUD story about the U.S. Treasury pressing charges on financial institutions for laundering money through cryptocurrency, swept through social media. And that's the thing about social media, is that's the kind of stuff that can really drastically affect the price of Bitcoin. Is social media is like a dog. It gets a hold of a bone and it can't let it go. And it's just so stupid, because the U.S. Treasury is not a law enforcement entity. They don't even have the power to charge people with crimes. And the tweet was the U.S. Treasury is about to charge several financial institutions, which would be cryptocurrency exchanges, for laundering money through cryptocurrency. And social media got a hold of it, and it tanked the market. And it's just so stupid. It's just a total lie story, and that's called FUD stories. And and then a tax plan is announced that's probably not even going to get passed. And then this other tank, from 56, 57 all the way down to 47, right here, right? And it just doesn't make any sense, because they're talking about raising the taxes for people's capital gains, and so people sell their Bitcoin. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you sell your capital gains? Why would you do that? Because they're announcing maybe higher taxes someday in the future. Why would you instantly sell your Why would they sell their Bitcoin and pay taxes on it right now? Why would they do that? It makes no sense. I don't understand. I don't understand the reactions that these stories have. It's kind of scary to think that social media can make society look like basically a mass mob of babbling idiots. I'm sorry. It's a phenomenon. It's kind of frightening, but I'm getting off base here. This guy's got this chart here. Let's first go to his homepage and read his header here. It says, Bitcoin millionaire in the making after 4 years of preparation. So a lot of these YouTubers were created from that last bull run in 2017. It caught their attention. Some of them may have played it wrong and got burned, or some of them may have made a bunch of money. Whatever the case is, it's almost like there's a wave, a 4-year wave of Bitcoiners. Every 4-year cycle, there's another wave of people getting in Bitcoin. This guy kind of reminds me of myself. If I could go 4 years in the future and look back at myself, I kind of like this guy. I haven't watched any of his other videos yet. I don't think I really need to. Just read this thing. He's been preparing for this bull run for 4 years, right? So I just have a feeling this guy has just been digging in. So let's go back to that video. And you see his title, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Crypto Price Crash, Shut Up Fearmongers, Bitcoin ETH. And he's starting out, and he has the word fear monger, just like the video I published at the same time. And there's other YouTubers are fear mongering. And they I don't even know if they realize they're FUDing their own community. They give FUD stories to their own community, whether they believe it or not. But this guy's got this chart here, and it kind of reminds me. It looks kind of like that logarithmic curve I showed, except for there's no real curve. The lines are going up much more drastically. It kind of reminds me of my double lines of support. See, like if two of these lines was my lines of support, see how it's kind of lost and regained and lost and regained. And this video he's talking about how we're ahead of schedule right now, and we're probably going to take a breather for a while. But let's blow this up so you can take a look at it, I guess. 2013, bull run here. 2017, bull run here. 2021, bull run here. And see, he's got it peeking out at this white line on top. And it's a similar kind of deal to the curve I just showed before that I can't stand people continuously talking about nonstop, saying implying we're bound to that. And I think this one is more realistic. This is where we're at. We're not even halfway through. See, we're just at this orange line right here. See this? Right now we're just at this orange line in April, and this would be April. Well, that's not close. That's pretty close actually. We get to the orange line here in about June. Past the orange line in April here, but anyways, long story short, let's follow the white line up where we're going to hit this green vertical line here is the end of 2021, start of 2022. White line here at the very top, you can barely see it, and he's got it clearly marked off here at about $380,000, and I think that is likely. I think that's the likely scenario. And then he's got $80,000 bottom January 23. That's not January 23rd of 2022. I think that's what he's got written in there is 80,000 bottom January of the year 2023, which would be on the other side of this vertical green line here. And that I think this is what I have in my mind. I've been thinking, like, based on other information I've gathered off other YouTubers, high quality analysts. I can't spit that word out the first time ever. Analyzerists, taking pieces of people that have been in it for a long time, taking pieces of things they say and putting them together. And I was thinking 220,000 peak this year, this bull round, and then a $70,000 bottom in the next bear market. So see, he's got the squiggly line drawn in here. We're likely hitting December at 380,000. I think it might happen sooner. I think we might be looking at a September, October top, but it doesn't matter. Who cares if it's 340,000 or if it's 410,000? It's up in this ballpark. I think is the right way the people should be looking at it. And then he's got it. You can see how he's drawn in over the year 2022. See the line going down here, and then into 2023, he's clearly got 80,000 at the start, January 2023, and then he's actually showing a little short. I mean, he just probably drew this in, no real super accuracy, but looks like about April or so of 2023, he's got it starting back up, and we might be in kind of a super cycle where we don't actually go down that far. We're going to have to see how the institutions play it. But a lot of these institutions are holding, they're looking to hold for a decade or, 10, 20 years, maybe forever. So we'll just have to see how the retail market plays it. The retail market is basically the people that are listening to this video. We're the ones that cause, this is the retail market. The big players, they don't buy over on this market. They buy over the counter, so it doesn't affect the price. But the thing about it is we're running into a supply shortage of Bitcoin. So if a bunch of Bitcoin is bought at the levels it's being bought now, we're going to be in a supply crisis pretty soon. I go to this chart here. This is on Crypto Quant. This is the number of Bitcoin on exchanges. Now, I keep all my Bitcoin on exchanges, and I'm not selling any of it. So it's saying right now there's 2.1 million Bitcoin liquid supply in the world available. And it's being bought up, 2.1 million left. And you can see the rate is accelerating since last August. There's 2.1 million left. And I have a hunch that a lot of these Bitcoin that are on the exchanges, I don't think that these are going to be sold. I think it's probably a lot of people like me that keep their Bitcoin on exchanges. You know, not everyone transfers them to their own wallet. Some people don't like private custody of their Bitcoin. Lots of bad things happen. People lose their Bitcoin. If they lose their private keys, Bitcoin's gone forever. Some people keep the Bitcoin on exchanges. I'm not telling anyone what to do, but you know, and a lot of people, if they trade, I trade with light leverage, and I need those Bitcoin on the exchange for collateral to do that trading. You know, and what if half of those people are like me? Half of that Bitcoin out there is like mine. You know, we're talking about 1 million, maybe less than 1 million Bitcoin in liquid supply. Maybe that number is even smaller. Maybe there's only 400,000 or 500,000 left, right? And 600,000 Bitcoin have left in the last 7, 8, 9 months. You know, we could be 6 months away from no Bitcoin on the exchanges over the counter. So the institutions, there's no Bitcoin for the institutions to buy over the counter. So they have to come on to the retail spot market where we small guys are at, right? And they have to start buying on here, and then that's when it will affect the price. And that's the Bitcoin super cycle. When there's no supply left, you know, when it comes out that Walmart and Apple and Google are buying Bitcoin, there could just be a mass frenzy. And anyone that doesn't think that we can't go up to $400,000 this year is just not, they're just not paying attention to the reality of these charts, right? And there should have been a big spike in price right here, because this was it's about a 2-day record almost. There's almost $6 billion worth of Bitcoin taken off of exchanges in 2 days. And a week before that, there was 81,000 Bitcoin taken off exchange, almost $5 billion. And here, this 2 days was about 104,000 Bitcoin taken off exchanges. So you're talking about almost 200,000 Bitcoin leaving exchanges in 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks. That's shocking information. And I was calling for a big pump in price here. This black line on top going up here is the price of Bitcoin. See on the April 5th, see this big one and the big price pump that coincided with it. There should have been a big price pump here, but this is where the electrical failure came from the miners. The hash rate fell down for just a real super short time, and people got scared for some reason. So, and then on top of that, there was FUD stories like the phantom law enforcement U.S. Treasury entity that doesn't even exist. Social media went crazy and sell your Bitcoin. The Treasury is now a law enforcement agency or something. That's just weird. Doesn't even make sense. You know, and then the Biden story comes out. High taxes, capital gains taxes is going to be jacked up, maybe if it even passes. So people sell their Bitcoin so they can pay capital gains now. Why would you do that? Just hold your Bitcoin for 10, 20 years. Never sell it. Why? I don't understand. You don't pay taxes if you don't sell. So why would a higher tax story make people sell their Bitcoin? I just don't understand. And if anyone knows, let me know down in the comment section. Why would you want to pay taxes right now this year when all you have to do is hold on to it and never sell? I just don't understand. But anyways, There should have been a price push here, and we've just been going down. So it's amazing. It's absolutely mind-boggling to me to know that 104,000 Bitcoin, almost $6 billion worth of Bitcoin, left the exchanges. That means people are not going to sell that Bitcoin for the time being, right? And the price plummets. So that the graph I was talking before, there might be less than $1 million or $1 million Bitcoin available, because a lot of people might be like me. My Bitcoin are on exchanges, but I'm not selling, and a lot of people are probably doing the same thing as me. So there might only be 500,000, 600,000 of legitimate Bitcoin out there that can be bought and put in storage. I mean, think about that, and you're talking about almost 200,000 Bitcoin in less than 2 weeks left the exchanges. What if there's only 600 to 1 million Bitcoin, which is probably likely, that are in liquid supply that can even be bought and taken off the exchanges? A couple more weeks like that, and there might be no supply. We could have no supply by June. That's what I think a lot of people that are looking at the past and saying this and that, and we're at the cycle top. There's absolutely no way, man. There's absolutely no way that this is even close to. I don't even know if we've got started yet with the cycle top push, right? Anyways, back to this guy. He's saying that, and I do get the feeling that Bitcoin is kind of bound by past history, past data, but it needs to be the right data, because I've noticed it does seem to be kind of mechanical, and Bitcoin is a computer. It's a machine. That's what it is, right? It's a massive computer system, and it does seem mechanical. There are some really kind of weird similarities, and this guy's going through here in this video. I'll link this video down in the description. We'll check it out. And he's going through here and picking these things out, and pieces fractals of charts, and it's kind of cool, man. But long story short, and I believe this is what I believe based on all the info I've packed in over the last 4 months, is we're taking a break right now, right? We've been going sideways, and we're taking a break for probably a couple months. This guy's calling for this weekly candle to close in the red, and based on past history, we're probably dealing with next week is going to be a really nice green week for Bitcoin. See this red candle we're working on here? This is this week, right here. And basically there's the past data. If what he's saying is right, it's just a theory at this point, but this next green candle should come back up in here to at least in the low 60,000s and close up in here with a wick, maybe close to the all-time high, and then close down here like it's 60,000 in that ballpark. And I think that's likely. But because we didn't get this over 100,000 Bitcoin left the exchanges, and the price plummeted. It's the opposite of what should have happened, and it's just so stupid stories, man. It's amazing how the price of Bitcoin can be affected by basically nothing. Nothing's wrong with Bitcoin. There's absolutely nothing to worry about in here. But the fact that we've plummeted since then, and there's been 2 days here where looks like 25,000 Bitcoin have been put back on the exchanges. So that says there might be some selling coming. But that's probably panic. That's probably panic sellers, right? We know we've been dealing with panic selling. So that's probably what that is. But there needs to be some kind of pump here, man, because when you take that much off the exchanges, I don't know. When you look at the fundamentals, it tells me we could be having a $500,000 Bitcoin this bull run. It sounds stupid, right? And you look at this kind of stuff, and there's hundreds of thousands of people. I mean, this video got 92,000 views, so that does affect Bitcoin. These stories, they have a huge effect on Bitcoin. So there's people out there believing right now we're only going to get to 100,000. There's people out there right now, channels like this and other channels I really don't want to name. I'm not dogging this guy. He's a math professor, so he's a lot smarter than me. But I think sometimes you got to dumb yourself down and allow yourself to look at what reality might really be. And I think this guy's onto something, man. I really like this 380,000 top and 80,000 bear market in 2023. Bottom, 80,000 bottom. And then we start working on the next bull run. Next halving is the year 2024. So 2023, we kind of matriculate into the halving of 2024, and then probably 2025, $1 million Bitcoin, easy. As long as, nothing, no black swans or anything. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. Hope you enjoyed this little tidbit of info, and as always, thanks for watching.